The easy way to replace the deck belt on the Bolens MTD 38-inch F deck. Under the seat you'll find the serial number, model number, and everything else you need to know about this when you need to order parts. So I identified all the parts that go to the deck. Study this because it's kind of a tricky deck to get on and off. Get the parts on there right, in the right directions, and which ones to take off first and which ones to take off last. Okay, so you lower the deck to the ground, and then you pull these pins out so you can push the lifting arms out of the deck holding bracket. And when you have those lifting arms out, push them up to the top of the frame, and you will find a couple of holes up there where you can secure them, and that'll keep them out of the way when you go to remove the deck. It doesn't take much to secure these. I used a screwdriver and a small twig, and when you have this out of the way, when you start to pull the deck out, the lifting arms won't bind up against the deck. Makes it easy. I also set the deck down on some 3/4 inch PVC rollers that made it even easier to get the deck out with, because I just rolled it out instead of drug it out. Okay, the next step is to remove the blade engage cable and spring. To remove this, just pull the pin and slide the retainer forward and work the holder free. There's two parts to that, and you can figure it out once you get in there with your hands and touching stuff. And then once you get it free, just leave it there for a little bit, because we're going to start working on the front part of the deck. Okay, you should now be able to move the deck forward about 4 inches. This should now allow the front half of the holding rod to drop out of the front holder, and the deck will almost be free. You still have to remove the blade engagement spring from the deck to make the deck fully free, and then you can remove it from the tractor. To get the blade spring off, you have to remove the connecting brake arm from that holder right there. To help get the blade spring off, remove the brake connecting arm from that connection point to the other pulley, and now you'll be able to get that spring to lift up to about a 90-degree angle that'll allow you to remove it from the lever. So this is how it looks just before the spring is removed from that lever. This is the brake return spring. It's just hooked to the deck. It's part of the deck, and it just brings the brake back to the pulleys when you disengage the PTO for the power for the blades. And this is the brake return spring hooked to the lever. To get the belt on the idler pulley, loosen that 9/16 bolt. There's a nut on the bottom. Loosen it up about a 1/2 inch, and you'll be able to slip the belt in there. Okay, so put the belt on there, and that's the way it goes. And this is how it works. You notice that I connected the control rod for the brakes together, and I had to undo that to get the spring back in there. Now all you have to do is roll the deck back underneath the tractor and start rehooking everything up. Start in the reverse that you took it apart. First connect that front control arm and slide the deck back. Drop your little lifting arms back there. Also reconnect your blade engagement lever and your brake rod, and you should all be done. I'm not sure that there's anything I missed, but I probably did miss something. So take your time, take a look at what you're doing, make a note of what you're doing, and you'll be ready to start cutting again. Before removing the lifting arms, make sure you know which side of the plate they go on. Okay, now I need your help. I have two web pages. One's SimonianSawService.com. The other one is johnsonred.ws. Please let me know which of these two is easier to use. The first one's done by GoDaddy, and the other one, johnsonred.ws, is one I've done. And it's hard for me to tell which one's better, but I need your help to help me figure that out. Thank you very much and take care.